Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have yet another Chevy Tahoe to show you guys. This time it's the High Country, and as you can see, it's pretty sharp looking. So the Tahoe next to me is a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, which is the top level trim you can get both in the Tahoe as well as the Suburban. And this one is finished in the Radiant Red color, which is new for 2023. Now, if you follow me here on the channel, then you know I've done a dedicated video on the 2023 model year changes on both the Tahoe as well as the Suburban, as well as a walk around video on the Suburban Premier. So if you're interested in those, check those out. But as far as changes go for the High Country trim level in specific, there weren't any changes.
Erroneous!
In terms of pricing for the 23 High Country in specific, there was a $500 price increase, which makes the overall starting MSRP just over $77,000, including destination. But let's not waste any more time and take a look at what the 2023 Chevy Tahoe High Country has to offer. Now, before we get too much farther into this video, I want to show you all the features and options that this Tahoe is equipped with, because there's quite a few dealer installed accessories which definitely add to the appearance of this Tahoe. Now, this particular Tahoe has the 22-inch multi-spoke gloss black wheels, which is a dealer installed accessory and replaces another wheel that comes standard. Next up, this one has the Premium Package 2, which includes the sunroof as well as the power retractable assist steps. This one has the Catback performance exhaust for $2,435. The illumination package, which includes the illuminated door sill plates. This one has the black illuminated front bow tie for $525. The Radiant Red Tintcoat is $495. The black nameplates are $305. And lastly, the sport pedal cover kit is $185. That brings the total MSRP of this particular Tahoe to $89,525, including destination. So like I mentioned, the Tahoe in front of us is finished in the Radiant Red exterior with the Mocha / jet black leather interior. This is a very sharp looking Tahoe, especially with those accessory wheels, which we'll touch on here in a second. But the Radiant Red is very similar to the Cherry Red that it replaced for the last couple model years, and not only the Tahoe as well as some other GM models as well. Now, starting up front of the Tahoe High Country, you do have a somewhat unique front end, which we'll get to here in a second. LED reflector headlights with LED turn signals and LED daytime running lights in that boomerang right there. You can see you do have the High Country finished in the chrome grille with the bronze accents, which are the unique accent for the High Country, and not only the Tahoe, but some of the other models as well. Like I said, this one has the illuminated front bow tie, which is a dealer installed accessory. And there's your front camera for the 360 surround vision camera system. Front parking sensors, and of course on the corners of the front bumpers, you do have the air curtains, which help direct air around the vehicle for better aerodynamics and fuel efficiency. Now, coming over to the wheels and tires, like I said, these are the accessory installed gloss black multi-spoke wheels. They look very sharp, especially on this red paint color, but they are 22-inch in size, wrapped in 275/50 22-inch Bridgestone Alenza AS tires. So just a standard all-season tire, and I believe these are found with other wheel options as well on the Tahoe. This one has the black nameplates as well, which gives you the black High Countries on the front fenders, as well as the black Tahoes around the rest of the vehicle. Body color mirror caps with LED turn signals, and of course your camera in the side of the mirror. The driver's side as well as the interior middle are going to be auto dimming, and of course it has blind spot detection. Proximity key entry on all 4 door handles. The door handles and the window trim is going to be chrome accented. Again, this is the premium trim of the Tahoe, so again that gives it a little bit more premium aesthetic. And the power retractable assist steps on the sides that this one is optioned with as part of that Premium Package 2. Now, coming to the back of this Tahoe, you're gonna find partial LED taillights with incandescent turn signals and reverse lights. See a little Chevrolet emblem there on the chrome trim. I definitely like the transparent look of the taillights. It gives it a very unique look. More chrome trim on the tailgate with your black bow tie and black Tahoe lettering. Down below, you'll find your GM Performance Catback exhaust with the quad tips. Now, this one will have the quad tips from the factory no matter what, with the 6.2 liter V8. Rear parking sensors, reverse camera, all that good stuff found on the High Country, as this is the top trim, which means it comes mostly fully loaded from the factory. Take a look at those power retractable assist steps. Like I said, they do have perimeter lighting on them, so at night, you'll see a little bit of extra light coming from the assist step area, but definitely gives it a unique look. I like how they get tucked up under there after the door is shut after a short period, and look a little bit better than something like the Z71, which kind of have the fixed steps. But overall, I do like the aesthetic of this particular Tahoe, like I said, with the bronze accents on the red paint, the black wheels. I'm not usually a black wheel person, but I think they look good on here. And of course the interior, which we'll get to here now. Show you that maple and jet black leather interior. I think just this whole color combination goes really well, and I definitely like it. Coming to the door panel, of course, you're gonna have soft touch uppers, soft touch armrest area, all leather stitched, nicely padded. Power windows, mirrors, and locks with power folding mirrors, as well as two-person driver's seat memory with mirror memory. Lots of storage on the door panel. You can see you have that two-tone look going on with the wood accent. Bose premium audio system. And here are your illuminated door sill plates, like I said, as part of that dealer installed accessory. So it is going to be a little bit different of a look. Some of these dots light up as well as the Tahoe itself. Power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar. And there's your Mocha with accent piping. Of course, the High Country is going to have the High Country stitch in the headrest. There's your two-tone dashboard and steering wheel. So to the left of the steering wheel, you have a ton of buttons. I'll go ahead and cover it quickly here before we jump in the vehicle. Electronic parking brake, lane keeping assist, front and rear parking sensor on off, stop start on off, traction control off, hill descent control, 360 camera system, heads up display controls, which I'll show once the vehicle is started, four-wheel drive with four-wheel drive low, automatic headlights and gauge illumination, as well as your drive mode selection via this wheel right here. Power tilt telescoping steering column, huge bonus, definitely a premium feature. So we'll go ahead and jump inside and start it up. So immediately we're greeted to the fully digital gauge cluster. This was an addition for the 2022 model year on the Tahoe and Suburban. I'm not going to go over this gauge cluster in a ton of detail. We can control it here on the right side of the steering wheel. Has a ton of user customization options, all your trip, odometer, speed, ton of information, tire pressure monitoring, some of your driver assistance tech, oil life, a bunch of stuff. You can even configure the dials themselves for your four-wheel drive settings. Ton of stuff that you can do on that gauge cluster. Leather wrap steering wheel that is heated. You have your adaptive cruise control here on the left with your gap adjustment there. You have 3 preset distances. Automatic rain sensing wipers with auto high beam assist as well. Coming over to the infotainment system, this is your 10.2-inch HD touchscreen with Google integration. That is one of the things they added again for the 2022 model year. You can see you have Google Maps, you have wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, tow haul settings, all your Bluetooth, XM, AM, FM, USB, ton of different inputs you can do with this system. You can even access some of the apps from the Play Store itself to download onto the system, such as Google Podcasts and some of the other compatible Android Auto apps as well. So a bunch of stuff you can do with this infotainment, very easy to use. Personally, I think it's one of the better ones in the automotive industry, just as far as user ease, as well as the features it offers. So definitely love the interface there. You have your push-pull gear selection here with your manual up, down, low range right there. Then you have, of course, your little pad here underneath the screen so you can rest your hand on it while you're using the interface. Some people told me in my last video that you can use credit cards, put receipts in this storage cubby. It's very deep, so again, I'm not exactly sure if that's what that's meant for, but it is a nice little cubby to have. I'd say it's somewhere in the ballpark of 6 inches deep. So good to have that. I guess it's a little extra storage space. 2 vents with some chrome trim around it. You have dual zone automatic climate control up front with another single zone automatic in the rear, which I'll show you here in a second. A bunch of your hard touch buttons for the infotainment, the radio, as well as the climate controls. I definitely prefer that in comparison to some of the touch sensitive buttons found in other makes and models across the industry. I think GM's doing it right, doing physical buttons still, but eventually I have no doubt that we might transition into more touch sensitive things, which is a little bit unfortunate. Heated and ventilated front seats, 2 USB ports, 1 USB-C, 1 USB-A, a 12-volt outlet. There's your wireless phone charging pad, 2 cup holders. Here's your proximity key fob. So you have remote start on the key fob as well as your power trunk and glass on the back. Nicely padded center armrest finished in the Mocha leather. There's the inside, ton of storage space. And this one has the sliding center armrest, so I'll show you guys how to control that right here. Go up here, you'll see this little forward and back arrows just beneath the tailgate release. And you can see the center armrest slides back via power. And there is another drawer that you can access right there for a bunch of additional storage space. To me, this is one of the nice benefits of the High Country. is although you lose a little bit of depth, you kind of get this hidden compartment, if you will, underneath the storage there. So once again, that's controlled right here via these little arrows. Definitely a neat feature for sure. But overall, in the front seat of the High Country, you definitely see all the premium materials that this model has to offer across the dash. Almost everything you touch is nicely soft touch. So that's a nice bonus, I think, for sure. And lastly, you do have your heads-up display that you can see there, kind of flickering. That's just the refresh rate on the camera. But once again, you can control that via the left side of the steering wheel. So move it up and down, display different items on it. Moving up to the headliner, you have your dark black headliner. Of course, you're gonna have LED lighting on the vanity as well as some of the other spots inside the vehicle. Here's your digital camera rear view mirror, so you can flip it to go to just a standard auto dimming rear view mirror, or of course have the digital. You can adjust it here, zoom in and out, move it up and down, all that good stuff. Up top, OnStar, here's your power slide sunroof. You can tilt it. You have the power shade that you can control here for the panoramic roof. Release the second row seats to fold them down, power liftgate, LED interior lighting, and 3 garage home link settings. So a bunch of stuff you can do there. So let's go ahead and check out the back seat and see what the second and third rows have to offer on this High Country. Most of the materials will fall through to the second and third rows because obviously this is a very expensive SUV. So you have soft touch door panels, once again, same materials as the front. Lock and unlock here from the second row. Lots of storage underneath the door panel there with your Bose premium audio system once again. There's your illuminated door sill plate. And this is the 7-passenger configuration, which I believe is the only configuration available for the High Country. There's a look at the front seat and the dashboard. Now I did shut the panoramic sunroof as it was getting quite warm, but there is the sunroof itself. It definitely goes back to the second row, full-size panoramic roof. Out back, you have your single zone automatic climate control, 2 USB charge ports, heated second row seats, as well as a 120 outlet at the very bottom there. Dual mat pockets on the backs of the front seats. 2 cup holders here on this console, and remember it does slide, so it will come forward and backward a little bit closer to the second row. Both the second row seats have armrests built in, do recline, slide, all that good stuff to give more room to the third row if it is needed. Now jumping back into the third row, you will find USB-C charge ports, some cup holders. The armrest is actually padded right here, which is nice, and that's a little bit different from some of the other trims of the Tahoe. Vents and LED lighting back here. In terms of passenger space, it is actually very comfortable, even with the seat where it is, which I believe is about halfway slid forward. So there's quite a bit of legroom here in the third row. No armrest, obviously, but you can fit 3 across if needed. But the seats themselves are very nice. And you do have your power release here. So if you need to exit or fold the vehicle, power release just like that. Make it super easy to get in and out of the third row of the Tahoe, or just to get the seat out of the way. So we'll go ahead and put the seat back to its standard position. Go ahead and check out the cargo capacity behind the third row of the Tahoe. So of course it's going to have the power tailgate. And behind the third row, you're going to find a good amount of cargo room. So you can see immediately we have our accessory door sill plate, which I believe this one is illuminated as well. It's definitely very bright and shiny. Definitely stands out compared to some of the other ones. But on the right side, you're going to have all your power seat controls with your 120 outlet. So there is 2 of those inside this vehicle. But you do have power third row seats, so you can move those up and down, fold them flat from here in the back seat. And then you have your power releases for the second row, so you can fold those down here as well if you need that cargo capacity. But not too much room in the back. There is some underfloor storage. Kind of shallow, but it is nice to have at least. But of course, if you fold down the third and second row seats, you're gonna have a ton of interior space. And that's definitely one of the benefits of the Tahoe and Suburban, is not only passenger hauling capabilities, but also the cargo hauling. So let's go ahead and check out the passenger front seat. All the same materials are going to be found on the passenger side. This one has the power passenger seat with 2-way power lumbar. That is a credit on the window sticker, is that GM is putting only two-way lumbar in the Tahoes and Suburbans right now because of inventory issues, I suppose, and supply chain, but normally there would be a four-way lumbar adjustment. Same seat as the other side. Take a look at the glove box. It is damped, no lighting that I can see. A little bit of storage on the side of the center console. But yeah, very nice interior on this High Country. Let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Now, under the hood of this Tahoe and all High Countries, I do believe it is standard, is the 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 that puts out 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque through either only the rear wheels if it's a two-wheel drive Tahoe or all four wheels if it's a four-wheel drive Tahoe. Now, this is paired to the 10-speed torque-converted automatic transmission, and it gets relatively decent fuel economy for what it is, but once again, it is a more traditional powertrain. So naturally aspirated V8 with a torque-converted 10-speed automatic. Very reliable, very solid, and it's pretty stout overall. Moves this Tahoe without much issue. But of course, the 3-liter inline-6 Duramax engine is a nice substitute if you do not want a V8 here on the Tahoe and Suburban. Moves it around without much issue, still has a ton of towing capacity, and gets much better fuel economy from what I've seen online. So if you want the 3-liter Duramax, that's a nice substitute. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this video on the 2023 Chevy Tahoe High Country. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit that like button. It greatly helps out these videos in the channel. If you guys are not subscribed, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Check out some of the other content available on the channel and turn on your bell notifications so you guys are notified every time I post here on the channel. So as far as my thoughts go on this High Country, like I said, this color combination goes really well with the Radiant Red exterior, the Mocha jet black interior, as well as the black accessory wheels. It's definitely a very sharp looking Tahoe, and definitely looks the price point for sure. And speaking of price point, this one comes in just under $90,000 like I covered earlier on in this video. But like I said, the High Country comes pretty much fully loaded, so you get everything available on the High Country minus a couple option packages, including the new Advanced Driving Assistance package, which does include the Super Cruise functionality, which is available to order. I thought I saw an article about a week or two ago that you could order the now Advanced Technology package or whatever they call it exactly. So if you've been waiting on that, I believe that is now available to order, which is something that changed since my last video on the Premier Suburban. So hopefully we'll see some of those, and I can show you guys exactly how the Super Cruise works on these Tahoe and Suburban. But like I said, that is an optional package even on the High Country, which adds to the price point. Now, of course, you guys will be the judge on whether or not you think this is a fair value for what you're getting. Now, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if you think $90,000 for this Tahoe as equipped is a fair value. If you happen to own this generation Tahoe, let me know your thoughts on how the ownership experience has been. I think it will help anybody that might be looking at this generation for sure as to whether the vehicle has been reliable, whether you've liked it, and just overall what your thoughts are on it. So with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video once again, and as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one.